Tonight, our first hint at what next year's city budget may contain.
Public transit is vitally important to our community and to our economy.
Potentially the biggest increase for police in 15 years, paying more for transit too, what it all will mean for homeowners. Going underground in Kanata.
You said, what, 28 million?
Yes.
By the time they're finished, it'll probably be double that, maybe triple.
Work gets underway on the multi-million-dollar Earl Grey Drive extension, including a tunnel under Terry Fox. The city says it will improve traffic flow, but not all residents are convinced it's worth it. And the Prime Minister and U.S. President talking.
The work that we're doing together is to ensure that the dialogue between our two countries remains open.
A productive call, according to the PMO, as the trade war drags on. Good evening. We begin tonight with new details on how the city could spend your taxpayer dollars next year. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe unveiling what he would like to see in the 2026 budget when it comes to property tax hikes and money for transit, police, and other city services. So let's dig into those numbers in the budget direction. Sutcliffe says he will ask staff to cap property tax hikes at 3.75%, which would translate to an extra $166 a year for the average homeowner. The transit levy could increase between 3 and 15%, and fares could also jump up to 7.5% next year. And we could see the largest increase to the police budget in 15 years, with Sutcliffe asking for a police levy increase of up to 6.5%. CTV's Natalie Van Roy joins us in studio now with more on all of this. Natalie.
Well, Patricia, the mayor says feedback from the community shows people want better transit and they want to feel safer in the community, which is why Sutcliffe wants to see a focus on both transit and policing in next year's budget.
More reliable and more affordable.
Ottawa's mayor sharing a first look at the plan for the city's next budget.
We've been respecting the affordability crisis facing our residents by keeping tax increases as low as possible. In fact, lower than any other major city in Canada.
Mark Sutcliffe laying out the proposed directions for the 2026 spending plan, directing staff to develop a budget that will not raise property taxes by more than 3.75%. But he says more funding is needed for police and transit.
We're facing a huge structural deficit in our long-range financial plan for transit. The upload of light rail will help significantly, but it won't cover the entire gap. So, as we did last year, we must continue to invest in public transit.
The framework could see fares go up anywhere between 2.5 and 7.5%, which would raise the price of adult monthly bus passes between $3 and $10. But some transit users say they'd like to see service improve before paying more.
I'd love to see more accessible routes into kind of the suburbs and everything like that. I feel like Barrhaven has been forgotten a lot. Just when they switched up the new busing route back, whatever it was in April, I think, they got rid of a lot of routes.
For the LRT, it's good. For the buses, it's not very convenient.
Sutcliffe also says public safety should be a big priority in the next budget, pitching what could be the largest increase to the police budget in 15 years.
Our residents have been asking for better and more effective policing. They want to see more officers patrolling our streets. They want faster response times. They want to feel safe in their community.
Remember, all of this is still just a proposal. This is just the first step before the draft budget is presented to Council in November and ultimately finalized in December. Patricia.
CTV's Natalie Van Roy live for us tonight. Thank you. And you can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on just what is included in those 2026 budget directions. Well, construction set to begin on a new underpass in Kanata, and already
The following is a message from the Canadian National Public Alerting System.
Ontario Amber Alert in effect. The Peel Regional Police have requested an Amber Alert on August 21, 2025. Victim 1 Zaid Rahman, 8 months old, boy, Middle Eastern. Suspect 1 Shahzaib Meeman, 40 years old, male, Middle Eastern. Suspect vehicle is a 2023 grey Nissan Rogue, other license plate CZLM113, Ontario. Last seen in Brampton. If observed, call 911 https://amberalert.up.ca.
Before this tunnel.
That development charge money was kept and invested and saved for this project. Was held up for a long time in land challenges, but it's all been sorted out.
Restaurants in the area say they aren't worried about the 2 years of construction and that more traffic just means more business.
Since we have the parking lot behind us, that helps us. I think we will be less impacted for sure.
Really, I think it'll be short-term pain for long-term gain, so more people can get in and out of Centrum, which makes people's lives easier that way. Okay. And it doesn't hurt that it's right in front of our business too, so that'll be a little bit nice.
As for residents, opinions are mixed.
Would you use that underpass?
Probably not.
No.
I don't see why you would use it.
It seems like an awful expensive way of infrastructure adjustments.
I think the disruption that it will cause while they build that and the cost probably doesn't outweigh, not make it worth it to me.
Anything for progress, I'm all for it.
Okay.
If it will help people getting to places faster, quicker, why not?
Curry says the project is designed to make the area safer and more accessible.
People right now will find that if they are in this mall, the only way out is to get onto a busy street. And so them being able to go through this tunnel, bike lanes on either side, they'll have a safe passage to go through all the malls.
Construction on the Earl Grey Drive extension and underpass is expected to be completed by December 2027. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Still ahead, we drag you down into an historic mine at an Eastern Ontario provincial park. Throw on a hard hat and get set for Silver Queen. That story coming up.
Well, here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Beautiful evening in Ottawa. It's 26 degrees out there as you get a look at the Parliament buildings. Not very far from there at the Metcalfe Plaza is Jackie Perez, where there's a wonderful event in this new space tonight, Jackie.
Yeah, that's right, Patricia. Metcalfe Plaza opened up last week, and it's been a project in the works for several months, an urban space to just bring people in to gather, listen to some great music, and really come together as a collective. There's still time to come down. The DJ just hit the stage moments ago, and they'll be here all evening long. Taking a look at conditions right now, we are sitting at about 27 degrees for here in the capital, but 24, 26 degrees really for most of Eastern Ontario. So it's a gorgeous evening. And as we get to our overnights, it's going to be cool. 13 for the overnight. Clear skies carrying on into our Friday, where it will be a daytime high of 28 degrees. But keep in mind, humidity is going to start to linger in here into Eastern Ontario, so it'll still feel closer to the low 30s. Enjoy today and tomorrow, though, because clouds are going to start to roll in for our Saturday, and we're likely going to see some much-needed rainfall move into the region. So we'll have those details, plus a look at your long-term forecast, and more from here in Metcalfe Plaza in just a bit. Patricia.
Well, a pedestrian was injured in a crash in Stittsville last night. It happened around 8 p.m. on Tamarack Court near Barnsbury Road. Police say a man in his 20s was struck by a large vehicle that fled the scene. Police say the driver and pedestrian know each other and that reckless behavior was a contributing factor in the crash. The man was brought to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver is facing charges. We're learning new details tonight about a two-vehicle crash that closed a section of Highway 7 in Perth yesterday. It happened around 3:15 in the afternoon between Wilson and Drummond Streets. OPP now say the crash involved a motorcycle. The rider suffered life-threatening injuries. 3 people are facing charges after police in Kingston found drugs hidden inside a stuffed animal. A drug trafficking investigation was launched earlier this month, and yesterday officers executed a search warrant at a home on Weller Avenue. Police seized fentanyl and crystal meth, which were found inside of a stuffed elephant. 1 person from Kingston and 2 from Belleville were arrested and charged. A new look tonight at Canadian business at risk from the tariff war, mainly small business, and a new stat that suggests nearly half of those fear they may close within a year. CTV's Kimberly Fowler joins us now with more. Kimberly.
Well, Patricia, the Canadian Federation of Small Business says about 40% of small businesses could close in that time, and a quarter of business owners fear they'll go under in 6 months if tariffs are not reduced. The CFIB survey finds tariffs on steel and aluminum and retaliatory duties on American goods are hurting small business owners. The U.S. recently hiked steel and aluminum tariffs on more than 400 products, pushing a 50% rate. Now, as a result, the report found roughly 4 in 10 businesses are dealing with supply chain disruptions and paused investments, and that includes businesses right here in the capital region.
There is that direct economic hit in terms of our costs going up, but there's also people coming in and spending less, right? And they're coming in less, they're spending less, so costs going up. Revenue is being pushed down. It's a definite struggle for our business and a lot of others like us.
U.S. President Donald Trump imposed 35% tariffs on products not covered under the Canada-U.S.-Mexico agreement this month. The CFIB has also suggested to help relieve some of the financial burden, the federal government could introduce a tariff rebate for small businesses, or they could reduce the small business tax temporarily to zero. Patricia.
CTV's Kimberly Fowler live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, let's look now at the ongoing trade war with the U.S. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister and her U.S. counterpart meeting in person for the first time today. And then the Prime Minister and President spoke by phone. CTV's Judy Trinh has more from the U.S. Capitol.
This is the first in-person meeting between Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand. The State Department says the two discussed Haiti, Hamas, peace negotiations between Russia and Ukraine, and countering China. The U.S. trade war wasn't in the readout, but analysts say it likely loomed over the talks.
In Donald Trump's world, everything is linked to everything else. And so if Canada's in a place of disagreement with the U.S. on Ukraine or on Gaza or on Haiti, then that's not something that will be helpful to the negotiations.
An example of this, on July 31st, Trump posted that Canada's intention to recognize a Palestinian state would make it difficult to make a trade deal. A day later, Trump imposed 35% tariffs on Canadian goods not covered under the North American Trade Agreement. Earlier this week, Anand traveled to Finland to meet with Nordic foreign ministers to discuss how to support Ukraine's push for security guarantees. Before the meeting, CTV News asked Anand if U.S. trade tensions put pressure on Canada to align with American interests.
The work that we're doing together is to ensure that the dialogue between our two countries along multiple issues remains open and strong. And thus far, we have had this very strong relationship.
Anand didn't answer questions about the state of trade negotiations, but today, some movement as the Prime Minister spoke to the President. The readout describes their conversations as productive and wide-ranging. They discussed trade challenges and long-term peace and security for Ukraine. The Prime Minister's office says the two leaders agreed to reconvene their conversations. Meanwhile, Carney is planning to travel to Mexico in mid-September to meet with President Claudia Sheinbaum. The two plan to find common ground so they can fight back against Trump's trade war. Judy Trinh, CTV News, Washington.
And we have extended coverage of the trade war and the ongoing discussions between Canada and the U.S. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, the parents of more than 1,000 children in Ottawa have been told to find alternate childcare plans for September after they were placed on a wait list for the extended day program at Ottawa's biggest school board. The Ottawa Carleton District School Board is offering around 5,200 childcare spaces in the program for returning and new students this school year. The program provides before and after care at schools. The board says it's looking for more staff to be able to offer more kids a space later in the school year. Ottawa is missing out on tens of millions of dollars in funding after missing the provincial housing targets last year. The 2024 target was more than 12,500 homes, but there were only 7,800 housing starts in this city last year. That's about 63% of the goal. The province confirms to CTV News that means the city did not receive money from the Building Faster Fund. Last year, the city did receive more than $37 million from the Ontario government for meeting 80% of its 2023 housing targets. Well, a sad update about a story we first brought you last month. A blind baby moose found on a rural road in eastern Ontario has died. The moose, named Cedar, was discovered wandering along a busy road in St. Isidore in early July and brought to Holly's Haven Wildlife Rescue in Dunrobin for care. In a post on social media today, the rescue group says Cedar passed away both suddenly and unexpectedly. He was going to be transferred to the Toronto Zoo by the end of the summer.
It's beautiful. It's also incredible to see how hard people worked.
Well, just ahead, we take you to an Eastern Ontario provincial park, giving visitors a glimpse into history with tours of a mine from the early 1900s. Very cool. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. It is bumping here at Metcalfe Plaza. Lots of time to head down to Metcalfe and Gloucester. Programming for tonight is celebrating Pride to kick off Pride weekend here in the capital. I've got Sunshine Glitterchild. You are performing today.
Yeah, we'll be here from 6 till 10 tonight, and we'll be performing some drag at 7:30. And if you missed that, we'll be going on again at 9. And we have an amazing hand-picked list of DJs who will be turning the party in between our performances. And if you're looking for more Pride stuff happening, you could come check us out at the main stage on Sunday and Saturday. Go to the website, and you can find out a lot of amazing community and Pride organized events there.
Thank you so much. Okay, go get ready. Let's have fun tonight.
All right, I'm going. Okay, thanks, Jackie.
Bye, Sunshine. All right, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is a cool 26 degrees right now, and it is, or warm 26 degrees, I should say, and we are looking towards Spark Street.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Kanata.
Stittsville. Bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville.
From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Well, taking a look at the roads on your Thursday drive home. Looks pretty good right there. We are seeing some slowdowns in some of the usual spots, heading westbound, Parkdale, Carling, Woodruff, that area a little slower, but for the most part moving well. Well, for many, visiting a provincial park means camping, hiking, or even a picnic or a beach. But did you know an Eastern Ontario park is home to a historic mine from the early 1900s? And they'd love you to visit. CTV's Peter Sperling takes us on a unique adventure.
Put on a hard hat and step back in time.
Welcome to the Silver Queen Mine.
This is the Silver Queen Mine at Murphy's Point Provincial Park, outside of Perth.
It's amazing. Our mine here is unique in the Ontario Park system. It's the only one of its kind across Ontario parks.
But don't let the word silver fool you.
You can see the silvery-like shine.
This was primarily a mica, a type of mineral mine operating more than 100 years ago.
So I have a lantern here, and it might look like glass or maybe plastic, but this is sheets of mica on these side panels.
Throughout the mine, all over the walls and the ground, there's a sparkle, and that's mica. And while you can touch it while you're here, of course, it's a provincial park, so you can't take it with you. And visitors can get up close and explore.
We didn't even know that this existed here.
This family visiting from Barrie, Ontario, camping at the park for the week, now learning how the mine operated from 1903 to 1920.
It's beautiful. It's also incredible to see how hard people worked.
I would say of all the parks that we've been to, this one is the most unique experience we've had.
The mine is only accessible on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays through a guided tour or an open house Sundays until Labor Day.
These tours are quite popular. We often fill up. This is a really special place down here.
On this day, 80 visitors.
So just glad that there was something like this here and we're able to appreciate and enjoy.
It's the first time. We've lived here for 6 years and I've never come to the mining tour before, and it's fantastic.
This has been a really cool experience. I've never been underground or in a mine before.
Visitors are asked to pre-register with the park for tours. Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Well, every Thursday, we want to put the spotlight on 3 good things happening in our city. We begin tonight with the return of an annual campaign raising awareness and funds for MS. Today is A&W Burgers to Beat MS Day. Canada has one of the highest rates of multiple sclerosis in the world, with 1 in 400 Canadians living with the disease. The restaurant chain has partnered with MS Canada since 2008 to raise funds and awareness. $2 from every teen burger sold today will go to support Canadians living with MS. You can also donate by rounding up your bill at the till. Well, the Carleton Place and District Memorial Hospital Foundation is getting set for its first ever Butterflies in Flight event. Families can purchase butterflies by tomorrow as a way to pay tribute to loved ones who have passed away. Purchased butterflies can be released during the event on Sunday, September 7th at Riverside Park in Carleton Place. They can also be collected for release at another location of choice. All proceeds will be going to the community and supporting the purchase of patient care equipment. And this is a special story. 2 young kids in Cornwall have raised thousands of dollars for Ottawa's Roger Nielsen's Children's Hospice. 9-year-old Emery and 7-year-old Sophia started collecting bottles and cans in June to raise money. Word quickly spread throughout the community, and people started dropping off their cans. They're doing this all in memory of their younger brother, who sadly passed away from a rare disease back in 2021. The family spent a lot of time at Roger Nielsen's Children's Hospice, and Emery and Sophia wanted to give back. Incredibly, they have raised more than $6,000. Beautiful. Well, do you have a story for us to include in our 3 Good Things segment? Something light, happy, a community event, or notable achievement like that one? Please do brighten up your day. Send your ideas to ottawanews@ctv.ca. Well, hot and humid weather is returning to Ottawa. And yeah, how beautiful is this out there on the water? Maybe a little bit of time on the water, a little bit of time in the air on a gorgeous day here in the capital. Another beautiful day on the way tomorrow with more sunshine, looking very good. There we go, up in the air for a little Red Blacks action tomorrow night. But tonight the focus is on this event, which looks really, really fun at this kind of newly created space at Metcalfe Plaza, Jackie.
Yeah, so we're just on the corner, Patricia, of Metcalfe and Gloucester. Opened up last week, but for the next 6 weekends, there's going to be live DJs. There's going to be mixed programming as well. So there's lots of time to come down here. Tonight's theme is celebrating Pride Night as we kick off Pride Weekend here in the capital. Are you heading down right now? Well, conditions are going to be perfect for it. You may want a light jacket if you are staying a little bit late. Clear conditions carrying on into this evening. We did see a daytime high of what we're seeing now, about 26 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. The sun slowly setting behind the tall buildings here in downtown Ottawa. And just a reminder, the sun is now setting closer to 8 p.m., but the temperatures are still going to remain around 21 degrees around 8 o'clock this evening. And then sunshine will carry on into our Friday to kick off our weekend at 28 is the daytime high for our Friday. But as we look toward tonight's lows across the region, temperatures sitting between 11 and 13 degrees, 13 overnight for here in Ottawa. But look at Bancroft, 9 degrees. So some areas already seeing single-digit overnight lows. But for the most part, cool and comfortable if you want to keep your windows open for the evening. Tomorrow's highs across the region sitting between 27 and 28 degrees. And we did mention a little bit of that humidity starting to creep into eastern Ontario. So it'll feel closer to the low 30s as we get start to our weekend. Now across the region, temperatures also warming up as well in Atlantic Canada. Fredericton at 23, still cool at 19 for Halifax, but you could already see the warm air pushing its way to the Maritimes. Now for Ontario, much of the warm weather, averaging temperatures between 23 and 24 degrees, but a little bit of humidity making it feel closer to 28 and 30 degrees. As we look towards for the prairies now, yes, the heat wave has finally, or heat warning, I should say, finally lifting from Regina. 24 is the daytime high, but parts of the area competing with some developing thunderstorms. But cool conditions as we look towards our friends in Vancouver as well as Calgary, sitting between 19 and 20 degrees. Now, we did talk about the dry conditions really persisting into our Saturday, but it's really into our evening that we are keeping an eye out for a storm making its way for the weekend, moving through the Great Lakes. And it is Saturday overnight into Sunday that we are expecting developing showers as well as a risk of some thunderstorms for parts of the region. So we're keeping a close eye on this as we move towards our Saturday and Sunday. Now, today's weather is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. So tomorrow, Friday, daytime high 28 degrees. Great conditions for Red Blacks as they take the field at TD Place. Saturday, Atletico taking over the pitch, 26 the daytime high. There is clouds starting to roll in, and then for the Rapid FC game on Sunday, there is this slight chance that we are likely going to see some rain throughout the region. So make sure you bring a poncho, possibly an umbrella, because you want to stay as dry as possible. But Monday into Tuesday, we are expecting conditions to get back into fall-like conditions, much cooler than what we will see this weekend. Patricia, I will take you guys into this area, the Metcalfe Plaza, in just a little bit. We're going to hear from the Nightlife Commissioner in just a bit, as well as more programming that's underway here in the downtown core.
Excellent. Look forward to it. Thank you, Jackie.
We're finding it a little bit on the pricey side.
Well, just ahead, signs of the impacts of the trade war at the grocery store. A breakfast staple is facing a bitter reality.
Tonight, a mom's warning after a devastating loss.
2 officers showed up at my doorstep and told me that my daughter was found deceased.
And what ChatGPT wrote to her daughter before she took her own life. That story and more later on CTV National News.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
In tonight's big picture, there was an unexpected visitor at a California ice cream shop. A bear broke into the store in South Lake Tahoe and made a beeline for the strawberry. Deputies say it did not seem interested in sharing, but did not cause much damage before taking off. It's not the first sweet-toothed visitor. Back in May, another bear made off with 3 gallons of chocolate chip cookie dough. And now some other stories you need to know right now. New details tonight on how the city was forced to spend tens of thousands of dollars to upgrade a 9-month-old bike lane in the Glebe. The raised lane is located on Glebe Avenue. It's between O'Connor and Bank Streets. It was installed last year as part of a $5.6 million infrastructure project, but it turns out it was not constructed to the city's standards. $30,000 was added to the cost of the project because specialized small paving equipment was required to fix the issue. Well, you may have seen this alert pop up on your screen earlier in our newscast. An Amber Alert has been issued for an 8-month-old boy last seen in Brampton. Police say they are looking for 40-year-old Shazab Meiman, who is driving a 2023 Nissan Rogue with the license plate CZLM 113. The boy is described as 30 centimeters tall with black hair. Well, the union representing workers at the Canada Revenue Agency is launching an online campaign to denounce staffing cuts. The president of the Union of Taxation Employees says job cuts over the last year are causing delays, long wait times, and dropped calls. The campaign, named Canada on Hold, aims to get the government to stop the cuts and rehire employees. The CRA's departmental plan expects the number of full-time employees to drop from nearly 51,000 this year to less than 48,000 by 2028.
I drink less orange juice.
We're finding it a little bit on the pricey side.
It seems Donald Trump's tariffs are turning Canadians away from a breakfast staple. New data shows shipments of U.S. orange juice to Canada plummeted to the lowest level in more than 20 years in June. Experts say the citrus slump can be attributed to Canada's retaliatory tariffs, supply issues, and shifting consumer habits. A popular whiskey brand is recalling one of its products because of the possible presence of glass inside some bottles. The recall covers Crown Royal's Reserve brand, labeled as aged 12 years. A recall notice posted by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency says affected items were distributed in several provinces, including here in Ontario, in Alberta, BC, and in Newfoundland and Labrador. We want to go back out to Jackie now at the Metcalfe Plaza, getting set for a really fun event this evening.
Thanks so much, Patricia. To talk about how fun the Metcalfe Plaza is, which just opened up last week, why don't we bring in the Nightlife Commissioner? We've got Matt Tergonten. Thank you for joining us, first of all. Talk to me about this wonderful space. It is the second weekend of what will be here for the rest of the summer.
Yes, this is a new thing for Ottawa. Back, I think it was in November, 2 young local entrepreneurs who came to me. A lot of people came to me with ideas in the last year, but they had a project, a placemaking project. They had seen similar initiatives in Toronto, in Montreal. Montreal, and they were like, why don't we have that in Ottawa? So I worked with them since then, trying to get the funding partners, enroll the BIA, find the experts who knew about how to make that kind of space, find the location, and put this all together. And now we're here. So yeah.
We're here, and just talk about the concept. I mean, live DJs, tons of programming. Tonight is all about Pride and celebrating Pride as we kick off the Pride Festival this weekend.
Yes, it's a very diverse program. Every day it changes a little bit. On Saturday morning we got a fitness class. Last week it was Afro House and Latin. This weekend it's Pride. So it's going to change and evolve. There's a little bit for everyone, all the communities, and you can come, and there's always going to be something for you. So
I love that you mentioned that there's fitness in the daytime, there's music in the evening, patio as well. Is this free for everyone to come on down?
It's free, absolutely. Anybody can come.
All right, I love that. And finally, when we talk about spaces, it's a way to keep this place vibrant downtown, really bringing more life into it. It's not just here at Metcalfe and Gloucester that places like this are popping up, right?
No, the city of Ottawa has invested a lot of these different spaces like this around downtown. If you go, all the uncommon spaces also on Bank, it's actually like a corridor. You can walk it, and there's like 3 or 4 of them. So I encourage everyone to try them.
Thank you so much for taking the time. We truly appreciate it. We're going to let you continue to join the festivities here at Metcalfe Plaza. Thank you so much. And Patricia, we'll take it back to you. But you heard it. Lots of time to take in these festivities. And also check out the uncommon space as well all throughout Bank Street. And there are, I believe, 6 more weekends until summer is over. We'll take it back to you.
Until I saw the nightlife commissioner, I was going to say maybe you're underdressed for this event, but now it's okay. You're just not ready to perform tonight, Jackie. But it's awesome. Thank you.
It felt like at every step of the way, instead of trying to provide a solution, it was, you can have a refund.
Well, coming up, Air Canada announces new compensation for passengers whose trips were interrupted during the strike. We have those details after the break.
Ottawa news, weather, traffic. It's everything you need. CTV Morning Live, weekdays. You're watching CTV News with Patricia Bowl.
Hey, it's Sophie and Jeff from Move 100.
We'd love you to join us for an unforgettable all-day getaway in Prince Edward County.
Move 100 sips and spirits. You sip, we drive.
Listen to Move 100 for code words at 7913 and 5.
Then enter them at move100ottawa.ca for your chance to win your way into this can't-miss experience.
Move 100 sips and spirits.
Brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. A little charm goes a long way.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, CTV Morning Live, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, Air Canada says most flights are now taking off after a brief strike by flight attendants disrupted travel for hundreds of thousands of people. The airline is now launching new compensation for accommodation and out-of-pocket expenses for domestic passengers whose flights were impacted. But still, travelers say they're frustrated by what they see as Air Canada's inability and apparent unwillingness to book them on the next available flight home. CTV's Adrian Gabriel has more.
The Britton family's European summer adventure ended with their scheduled flight home with Air Canada canceled.
It felt like at every step of the way, instead of trying to provide a solution, it was, you can have a refund. Please have a refund. And we knew that that was really just a way of them absolving themselves of the responsibility.
According to the Canadian Transportation Agency's regulations, if an airline can't rebook you on their airline following a cancellation, a customer may choose a reservation from the next available flight that is operated by any carrier. The Britons found the next available tickets on a United flight from Italy to Kelowna. Air Canada declined to book them.
They said they didn't have access to it.
Stuck in Lisbon, Kyla Kumar also reached out to CTV News after Air Canada refused to rebook her family on a Delta flight home.
Very clear refusal to book us on another carrier.
CTV News also received an audio recording of an Air Canada agent refusing to rebook a customer because there was only a business class seat available.
You are required to put me in that space.
That is something you can take up with customer relations to see why is that not being offered, because on our end, we have to maintain the same cabin.
If only business class seats are available on next available flight, they have to rebook you.
Passenger advocates say Air Canada is knowingly breaking federal regulations for financial gain.
There is sufficient ground here to lay criminal charges.
Somebody should be doing an outreach to the CTA and saying, okay, guys, how are you going to handle this one?
CTV News did ask the Canadian Transportation Agency what they're doing to hold Air Canada responsible for breaking federal passenger protection regulations. The CTA didn't directly answer the question, saying in part that their enforcement team is actively looking into the situation and will take appropriate action as necessary.
The CTA is supposed to be the regulatory body that protects Canadian citizens. And again, these things happen, and there's really been no improvements.
CTV News has given Air Canada 2 days to respond to our questions. They've yet to return our email. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Mississauga, Ontario.
Well, just ahead, what could happen to all of the former Hudson Bay locations in Canada? We have the latest from the BNN Bloomberg newsroom.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Bowl.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
August is ticking away. Time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Ottawa Greek Fest continues celebrating its 50th anniversary this weekend. Come celebrate this incredible milestone at the Hellenic Event Center, featuring great food, live music and entertainment, and lots more. They also have free shuttle service, free parking, and free admission. Up next today, it's time for the Capital Fair, another one celebrating its 50th year this year. This one features all your summer fair favorites, like an agricultural tent, a demolition derby, a midway, and lots more. It's all happening at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Adult passes are just $15, youth $7, and kids 4 and under get in for free. And last today, check out the Monster Trucks All Out event at the Carp Fairgrounds. This is back and bigger than ever with real-life robots, stunts, and lots of action. You also don't want to miss the Monster Truck Battle Royale featuring Bucking Bronco, Canadian Crusher, and the all-new Robo Shark. Kids are also invited to bring their Power Wheels from home for the halftime Power Wheels race. Tickets start at just $10. Of course, lots more happening around Ottawa this weekend. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, my name's Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Well, the fate of those empty spaces the Bay used to inhabit is still being debated in court. BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has more on that and the day's other business headlines.
There's more opposition to a BC billionaire's push to take over lease agreements from the Bay. The team overseeing the credit protection case for the failed retailer says it doesn't think landlords should be forced to accept Ruby Lou as a tenant. Those landlords say Lou's team doesn't have retail experience and the timelines for renovation aren't realistic. Here's a look at how the trading day ended. Another dip for the Canadian dollar, putting it under 72 cents U.S. West Texas Intermediate is up, hitting 63.52. Western Canadian Select up almost $1 to 49.42. And the TSX jumped 176 points today to 28,055. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Well, just ahead, an Ottawa woman is swimming 50 kilometers in the Ottawa River through the day into the evening. We explain why after the break. Jackie.
Look how many cameras there is. You see what I was telling you?
Oh, thanks so much, Patricia. We are here with Michael. It is the Metcalfe Plaza. It is a vibe here. And for people who have not been here yet, just give us a quick tour around here.
Yeah, for sure. So as you can see, there's workstations all around. There's free Wi-Fi on the place as well. So you can come in and work. And then there's pluggable benches, right?
Love that.
If you look on the right side, there's also a bar, right? With the full drinks, non-alcoholic beverages, alcoholic beverages. So we got it all. Cocktails as well for those who enjoy that.
And of course, this wonderful space here that people can use for fitness classes, just to hang out and enjoy the sunshine in the daytime. Thanks so much, Michael. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam overlooking Spark Street on this gorgeous Thursday evening.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Bowl.
Hey, Ottawa, know someone who secretly makes our city amazing? We want to hear about them.
You know, the kind of person who goes above and beyond without ever asking for anything in return.
Because Move 100, CTV, and Lazy Boy want to give them a huge shout-out.
We're searching for Ottawa's unsung heroes, the everyday people doing extraordinary things. Nominate someone for a chance to win them a $5,000 Lazy Boy gift card.
Nominate your local hero today.
Let's celebrate those who make Ottawa a better place.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sanaya Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Your Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, the #1 Ford EV dealer in Ontario.
Friday on CTV Morning Live, we are checking out this week's new movies, including a survival thriller with Matt Demir's Mr. Hollywood.
And it's time to pack those lunches. Whether you're into classic paper bags or looking for something more eco-friendly and fun, there's a lunchbox for everyone.
We want you to wake up the right way with CTV Morning Live.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
I'd love to see more accessible routes into kind of the suburbs and everything like that. I feel like Barhaven has been forgotten a lot.
Well, new details on how the city could spend your taxpayer dollars next year. Ottawa's mayor is setting out a budget framework today on everything from property tax hikes to money for policing, transit, and other city services.
Inflation keeps going up and up and up. The taxpayers can only support so much of ill spending.
A new $28 million construction project set to get underway in Kanata. Residents have mixed reaction to the plan to build an underpass that will extend Earl Grey Drive under Terry Fox.
It's beautiful. It's also incredible to see how hard people worked.
Exploring a historic mine in an Eastern Ontario provincial park, visitors can tour the site for a hands-on learning experience of a mine from another time. Well, one final look at the weather forecast this evening. Back out to Jackie on Metcalfe. Jackie?
Thanks so much, Patricia. It is a vibe here, and I'm loving the energy. So there's still lots of time to come down here. And then tomorrow, conditions going to really carry on to these wonderful blue sunny skies, waking up to 16 degrees. A slight chance that you might want to bring that jacket to start the day off. But then we're going to get to a daytime high of 28 degrees. And with that humidity, it's going to feel closer to the low 30s. So Red Blacks on Friday, Saturday at Atletico, 26 degrees, the daytime high. And then Sunday, Rapid FC playing, but there is going to be a chance of some rain moving through the region, so you might want to bring the poncho. Not tonight, though. Lots of vibes happening here. Sunshine.
Yeah, we got a 100% chance of sunshine glitter, child.
And you are on at 7:30, that's right.
Yeah, I'll be on at 7:30 tonight with my drag sister, Saltina Shaker, and then we'll be back on again at 9 p.m., and then we'll be wrapping the party at 10 o'clock, and you can join us at the after party at Gridworks on Rito Street.
Love to see this. And final question, just To see the space open to the public, bringing life to downtown, what does that mean to you?
I honestly love it. I'm on the Nightlife Council, actually, and I'm really excited to see this project come together and really honored to be part of something so beautiful that Ottawa needs. You know?
Love that. Thank you so much, Sunshine.
Yeah,
really appreciate
thanks, Jackie.
it. We're going to
Appreciate
take
you.
it back to studio, and we're going to go party it up here at Metcalfe Plaza. Let's go.
Okay, bye.
Adding after party to the to-do list for tonight. Thank you both. We want to check in and see what our team is working on for this evening. Kimberly Fowler is here for the 11:30 news.
We'll start off with a bit of a relief that we're receiving this hour. An update to the Amber Alert that we received during the show. Peel Police now say the 8-month-old boy last seen in Brampton has been found safe. And we have excitement that's building for Oasis fans in Canada. The British band is set to take the stage at Rogers Stadium in Toronto this weekend for their only Canadian dates of their reunion tour. CTV Sean Leathon teased up the highly anticipated concerts, and fans lined up to get their hands on some merch today at the official pop-up store. And you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
Okay, thank you. And finally for us tonight, an Ottawa woman is set to complete an incredible feat, swimming 50 kilometers in the Ottawa River, all while raising money for a good cause. So Sarah Dobbin began her swim this morning behind Parliament Hill. Right now is on her way to Wendover. She's gone past Rockland, has passed the 40-kilometer mark. For context, during that Ironman, the swim was 3.8 kilometers. And people, struggled with that. She says she's doing this to raise money for the Ottawa River Keeper. So far, she's raised nearly $10,000. I cannot imagine $50K all in one day. So good luck to her as she continues out there this evening. Amazing.
Definitely.
Wow. 1K. 1K would be plenty.
Exactly.
In a boat.
My goodness.